guys, so today I'm so excited for our video because I'm going to be doing a dupes to your favorite high-end lipsticks video. You probably noticed that some lipsticks are missing in my little display that's always back here, and that's because even some of my best lipsticks that I leave displayed, I've found some dupes from. I'm so excited to show you guys them, like literally over the moon. I honestly feel like I've found some awesome 9 out of 10 dupes, like dupes that are so close. I believe there's like 1 or 2 dupes in here that are slightly not maybe like close to being identical, but awesome, very close alternatives. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is the lipstick. A lot of these lipsticks, by the way, are by MAC. So I'm just putting that out there, but there's some Nars, some YSL in here as well. So I have MAC's lipstick in the shade Twig. This is a very popular lipstick because it's a very rich, warm 1990s type of brown, and this one is so beautiful. So the dupe that I actually found for it is the Maybelline lipstick in the shade Touch of Spice. It is so similar. It's again that rich, like mauvey 1990 lip color. The only difference that I noticed between the two is that Twig pulls a tiny bit more nude, whereas Touch of Spice really pulls that redness out. So that's the only slight difference I find between those two, but the price point is absolutely crazy. The next ones that I found is the kind of no surprise. This is a dupe that a lot of people kind of know already, but I figured I have both of them, so why not include this in this video in case like some of you guys don't know. So the lipstick MAC Velvet Teddy is actually so popular. This is a really pretty kind of warmer nude, and the dupe that's actually perfect for it is Wet n Wild's Bare It All. The only difference that I would say is that Wet n Wild does pull a touch more orange out, whereas Velvet Teddy does pull a touch bit nude. But the formulas are both awesome. I believe they're both mattes. The MAC matte is a little bit more comfortable, whereas the Wet n Wild one might be a tiny bit drying for some people's taste. So the next lipstick that I'm going to show you guys is one that I actually mentioned and did a whole video on actually. This is the Nars Audacious lipstick. This shade in specific I have a dupe for, but just the Nars Audacious lipsticks in general are a perfect dupe, or the Maybelline ones are perfect dupe for the Nars ones. The Maybelline Creamy Matte collection that they actually came out with, is the formula is such a spot-on dupe for the Nars Audacious lipsticks. I have a whole video on that if you guys want to check it out. But specifically, the shade Daringly Nude is such a good alternative to Nars Raquel. The only difference that I actually prefer the Maybelline one is that the Maybelline one isn't as peachy as the Raquel one is. Sometimes when I wear peachy tones, they can really pull like this ugly orange on me. The Maybelline one looks so beautiful on me, and I really love it. For the price, it's a huge difference. The Nars one is, I believe, $35 Canadian, and the Maybelline is like $7. Like that's more than double. Such a huge price difference. So the next one that I want to show you guys is a lipstick that is super popular, and is the MAC Candy Yum Yum. Candy Yum Yum is a truly unique color. I will just state that. It's really hard to find a dupe that is exactly the same, just because the color of this is extremely neon. It is literally like a highlighter color, so it's very hard to find another lipstick that pulls that neon. But I actually found a very good alternative, and I have 2 alternatives to show you guys. This is the Revlon in the shade Sultry Samba. This is a matte as well. This is one of the colors that is literally a spot-on color dupe. The only thing that's missing from the Revlon one is, again, that highlight kind of effect. But I've worn this before, and on its own, it looks very highlighted, but compared to Candy Yum Yum, Candy Yum Yum is just extremely highlighter, you know, neon. But the other dupe that I have for it is the Milani lipstick in the shade Rose Hip. The only difference is I find that Rose Hip is slightly more on the like redder pink side. But personally for me, I think Sultry Samba is like an awesome dupe for it. So the next dupe that I want to show you guys, I'm actually so excited that I found. Like, over the moon, flipping excited. I was actually, you know, filming my clip of all these dupes, and in my head I was like, oh, Amy, come on. Find a dupe for Saint Germain. Find it. You can do it. And I literally just looked in the corner of my eye in my collection, and I saw this bad boy sitting there, and I'm like, I swear to God, like, that does look like Saint Germain. But I was always in my head thinking, nope, nothing can ever dupe Saint Germain. But I was like, Amy, just swatch them beside each other. You might find a dupe. I swatched these beside each other and I was so excited to show you guys. Like, I'm so excited that I found a dupe for Saint Germain. This is the closest dupe I've ever seen anyone ever find. It is so spot on. Obviously, like, again, like, Saint Germain is such a unique color. It's an amplified formula. So amplified formulas by MAC really have this amplified, intense pop of color that normal lipsticks just aren't gonna have. So that's the only difference between these two dupes, but literally the color is spot on. They're both cool tone Barbie pinks. Like, look at it on my hand right there. Both cool tone Barbie pinks. Just, again, the only difference is that the MAC one is amplified, so it has just a touch bit of like that bam pop. The only difference too is that the NYX one is a liquid lipstick and that it's a matte formula. This one is much more creamy. I personally prefer mattes, so I wish that the Saint Germain was matte, but I kind of have Saint Germain in a matte too, so I really think that this is such an awesome dupe. I'm really excited that I actually found that. So the next one is a dupe that I mentioned that wasn't like completely spot on. Out of all the dupes that I found, I think this was the one dupe that definitely isn't that like spot on, but I think that just because the YSL lipstick in the shade Lingerie Pink is such a beautiful, unique color that it's very hard to find a dupe for. I figured that I would just show you guys one that's kind of a good alternative. I definitely wouldn't say that they're like, oh my god, spot on, identical dupes, but they're really good alternatives. The alternative that I have for it is the Sigma lip base in the shade Lovesick. The only difference that I find between the two is obviously the formulas are different. This is more matte. This is very creamy. Extremely creamy. The packaging on this is so luxurious. That's an obvious difference. In terms of the color, the difference is that the Sigma one is a little bit more, pulls a little bit more peachy pink. Whereas the YSL one doesn't really pull that. But I feel like they are pretty good alternatives. And like I said, the price difference is so wide that I really just wanted to show you guys a good alternative. The YSL one is $50. That is so crazy for a lipstick, and the Sigma one I think is around like the $8 range or something like that, and they do have a coupon code. I have a link. I will leave it down below for you guys. I really like these Sigma lip bases, by the way. They're a really nice matte formula. The next one that I have to show you guys is one of my all-time, like all freaking time favorite MAC lipsticks of life, and this is the MAC Sushi Kiss. I love this shade so much. It's just a bold, beautiful, mid-tones, kind of pastel orange, and this is the shade Sushi Kiss. I actually found an awesome dupe for it that was sitting right there in my collection, and this is the Revlon ColorBurst Matte Balm in the shade Mischievous. The only difference in this one is that I find that Mischievous does look slightly chalky on the lips, gonna be honest. It does kind of cling to, you know, patches and things like that, so it does look kind of cheap, but you can really pull it off if you exfoliate, moisturize, blah, blah, blah. But the MAC one does look a little bit more luxurious on the lips, but the color is such a close dupe, so I'm so happy that I found a good dupe for the one of my favorite MAC lipsticks. So the next dupe that I have is another MAC lipstick, and it is in the shade Sweet and Sour. This is such a beautiful pastel neon kind of orange shade from MAC, and I actually found a perfect dupe for it. A lot of you guys have seen me use the Joe Fresh lipstick in the shade Sorbet, and a ton of you guys can't find Joe Fresh in the US. That's because they only do sell Joe Fresh in Canada and New York. So I feel kind of bad listing this as a dupe just because it's not available to everyone. But I figured, you know what the hell, I'll list this for my Canadian girls who can just run to the superstore and buy this. When I use this lip color, a lot of you guys ask me, like, what's a similar color since you can't buy it? If you're not in Canada and you do kind of want a dupe for even the Joe Fresh one, MAC's Sweet and Sour is such an awesome dupe. But obviously, if you're able to buy the MAC one, but you kind of want an alternative to the MAC one, Joe Fresh Sweet and Sour, if you're in Canada or in New York, definitely check it out. It's such a close dupe. The only difference that I find is that the Joe Fresh one has a slight bit of a more neon, a little bit more white in it. But such close, awesome dupes. I absolutely love those two lipsticks. Also, the Joe Fresh is matte and the Sweet and Sour is more of a creamy formula. And next and last dupe that I found for you guys is one that I'm so super excited about because it was such a random finding of mine. Like, I was literally swatching lipsticks one day with my sister and she's like, that lipstick kind of looks like Rebel, and I'm like, let me see. I went to swatch it and I'm like, oh my god, you're a freaking genius, because it is literally Rebel. Like, this lipstick is literally Rebel. They're exact same color. They're only a hair, like different by a hair, but so similar. Even the formula is similar. So this is Max Rebel, such a popular color. A lot of people really love it. It's this gorgeous buildable kind of berry purple color. The new Jordana Matte Modern Mattes lipsticks in the shade Matte Dare is exactly the same as Rebel. Like, literally, look at those. They're the same lipstick pretty much. The only difference in this one is that even though it says matte, it actually feels very creamy and looks a little creamy, but because it is matte, it does kind of have a little bit of a drying, like tugging effect to it, so that's the only difference. The Rebel one is a little bit more creamy. The Jordana one is slightly, like by a hair, darker, but you would not even notice them if you put them like on the lips. Like, you wouldn't even notice it. So that is pretty much it for my dupes to your favorite high-end lipsticks video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I worked really hard swatching these lipsticks and trying to find dupes for you guys, and I think I honestly really truly found some really good dupes to show you, so I really hope you enjoyed it. I love doing these dupes videos. I will leave all of the other dupe videos that I've done down below. I love doing them and you guys love watching them, so if you want me to continue doing them, then make sure to like, thumbs up this video so I can get that message. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll of course see you guys in my next one. Bye guys. Mwah. Absolutely, literally, I'm obsessed with them. I'm taking the shade Grandstand, which is this beautiful coppery shade. It ended up pulling way more pinky peach copper on my skin tone, but I absolutely